Hey y'all, just wanted to show you my reloading area here. Got Hornady lock and load AP. I also have a Lee. Keep that outside my garage. That way I can reload while the kids are outside playing. Sit in my garage and reload, keep a better eye on them. Kind of otherwise locked in my dungeon here. I'm actually working up a new load for, I'm about to shoot a video for my 9.3x62, and normally I would use refired brass, but since I've never fired brass in that rifle yet, I got some of these cartridge cases here, and using some Hodgdon Varget. That particular round takes a large rifle Magnum, and here's some of my other bullets and primers. I use a lot of CCI. I like CCI. And my bullets, a lot of Hornady. I like Hornady quite a bit. All of my hunting stuff is Hornady, as well as my rifle stuff. Not that I'm opposed to any other brands. I've just never tried them, and I really like Hornady, so I kind of stick with them. I am fairly new to reloading. I've only been reloading I started probably about 2 years ago, and I have not reloaded for probably like the last 6 months or so. So, kind of feel like I'm getting back into it a little bit. These are pretty nice bullets here, high quality berries. I have that in my 45 and my 9mm. Those are nice for, you're loading bulk pistol ammunition. Tend to go through a lot of pistol. I have yet to reload any pistol in my Hornady. Like I said, did a lot of reloading in my Lee kit, which I had for about a year longer than this one. I only had this one for about 6 months using it, and all I loaded out of it so far is 223. Here's some of my dies. A lot of Lee. Just start getting some of the Hornady. Like my license plates there. So here's some of the gear I use. I like to have the Hornady book, since I do load a lot of Hornady. This is the new one, just came out, just got it. I also have this Lee book. I like to cross-reference a lot. This one here, I believe it's second edition. Lee does not put out as many books as frequently as some of the other bullet manufacturers. The nice thing I like about the Lee, since they're not a bullet manufacturer, they kind of have a general guide. And they tend to load, they're not extremely conservative either, so, sometimes you expect out of companies that are just putting out a general manual to be conservative with their loads, but they're not at all. So I like to cross-reference in that. Get a Hornady manual. I have a 14th edition Spear bullet reloading manual too, just for cross-reference. I have here some Cabela's calipers, which are nice. Pretty high quality. I went with the analog over the digital because to me it just seems like whenever digital stuff is that I have, I just don't trust digital as much for some reason when it comes to stuff like this. I do have this digital scale. This here is also from Cabela's. This is a really nice scale. I haven't had any issues with it, but I do, and they say you should reset by pressing a tear. I do that a lot just because I don't know. I'm kind of paranoid. Because it does sometimes tend to give different answers for the same amount of powder, depending. One thing I found with this, if you fill it up and you dump it out, fill it up with different stuff, dump it out, it seems like they're constantly setting it on and off the scale. After about 5 or 6 times, the reading on it will be just a little bit off. So I don't know. Like I said, I just don't completely trust digital, and I guess it kind of goes back to the days just my personal bathroom scale. It just seemed with the digital, I've went through probably like 5 or 6 different models, and I don't know, they just for some reason never really seem to be as accurate as analog. So that's why I decided to go with the analog calipers, to make a short story long. And here I have a Mtm Cartridge Holder, and I have Hornady one-shot case loop. I really like that. For a long time I used the Lee stuff that comes in a tube, and I think that's really high quality stuff, but it's kind of a pain to put on. This stuff here you just spray, it gets inside the case. To me it's much simpler to use, and I haven't had any issues with it. if I were to have maybe a particular caliber I'm having an issue loading, resizing, whatever, if I had to re-neck a case or something like that, maybe I might go back to the Lee tube stuff. But just for simple applications that don't require a lot of work, I just use that one. And I think that's about it. I guess there's some of my gun cleaning stuff. I have a lot of gun cleaning stuff I like. And this is just like the stuff I keep on my bench. It does not include, I have an ammo case that's filled with more stuff for cleaning. I do a lot of cleaning. So, this is it. This is Reloading Central. And I'll tell you, if you guys, if you're into reloading or looking to get into reloading, if you can swing it, this Hornady reloading set, the AP, is really, really nice. I really like it. I would probably recommend, though, and what was recommended to me by one of my buddies who I consider the ultimate expert on reloading and ammunition and ballistics and all that stuff, he recommended to me start with the basic Lee kit. And I would pass that on to anybody that's looking to get into reloading for the simple fact, with Lee, you can get a very simple kit a lot cheaper, and it works really well. And I love, all the other stuff out. RCBS, I guess, is good. I've never personally used it, but I know it's good stuff. The Hornady kit here, and I can't remember what the other, there's a couple other big manufacturers. I can't think of them right now. They all make good stuff. But I have found, for a beginner, it seems like the stuff that comes with the Lee kit, they charge you $2 for something that somebody else is going to charge you $10 for the same exact item. Like, for example, a simple powder funnel. From Lee, it's like, I think, $2, and from everybody else, it's $7. And it's the same funnel. All it does is funnel powder into the bullet. So I would recommend to start with the Lee kit, but it's one bullet at a time, which I think is good for a beginner, and that's why it was recommended to me. Aside from the cost, is that it can let you focus on one bullet at a time. This kit here is great, and I love it, but you really need to pay attention to what you're doing, because when you pull this arm down, there's like, at a minimum, I believe it's like 3 actions going on at one time. Because you have, if you stick a bullet here, you're pulling it, it's going right up there into this die to decap and what's it called? Resize the, not resize, but expand the neck. It goes down. The next thing that I have set up, the bullet that's on in this slot right here is going to go up. It's going to get the powder. And then you got this one right here. This bullet that's going up is the bullet's going to go into. And then with my Lee kits, I had a third place. So if I had it for Hornady, I would also buy the die for it to crimp the round. If you're using it out of a semi-auto, you want to crimp it. So there's right now I have 3 actions going on at any one time. And if you look at this plate here, there's a possibility of 5 actions going on at one time. A lot of people recommend having, before you seat the bullet, having a powder cop, which I would like to get. Probably get one pretty soon. And that's to make sure there's a little thing that goes down inside your bullet just to make sure that powder got dumped in there, because you really don't want to have a bullet seated in there and think you have powder and don't. You're probably going to have a bullet jammed down your barrel. So there's a lot to it, and that's why I would recommend starting with the Lee kit. But, hey, if you're the patient type and start off slow and really focus and pay attention to what you're doing, the multi-stage kit would be fine. But, I don't know. I would recommend, the basic Lee kit. Just to make sure, and for one thing, to make sure you like it. You're not investing as much money. I think I bought if I remember correctly, and don't quote me on the prices here, I believe I bought the Lee kit on sale for like $120, and it came with almost everything that you need to reload, except for the actual, the bullet materials itself. It came with everything. This kit, I believe I paid $3 something for, maybe $350, maybe even $400. I don't remember. I'd have to look at the price. You can look up the price on our website pretty easy. But it was a lot more money. And this too came with pretty much everything. I bought the kit. Came with pretty much everything. But it's like, 2-3 times the price. So shop around, figure out what's best for you. But, if you want to start a little reloading operation, hand loading operation, this is some of the basic stuff you'll need. So if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Semper Fi.